Hey, thanks for tuning in today, guys. I wanted to talk about creating a mono to stereo using a standard delay plugin that comes with any DAW, analog delay plugin. I did a video a while back on going from mono to stereo using two mono tracks and basically using time delay between the two. So taking track one and delaying it by like 17 milliseconds, and then taking the other track and moving it forward 17 milliseconds, and then panning them left and right. And that works fine, and you can do that. But another way to do it is to use analog delay. And there's an interesting phenomenon if you play with your analog delay. If you notice, as you go below 30 milliseconds of delay, the human ear can't pick up the time between the left and the right channel if you're panning it left and right, right? So if you've got a dry track on the left and you've got a delay track on the right, and the delay track is less than 30 milliseconds, the human ear just can't pick that up. So it doesn't register as any delay. It registers as a stereo, what we know as perceive as stereo. What I just wanted to do here is put this together for you to show it in action and to show you how, instead of going out, I purchased Brainworks, a stereo maker, which is a great plugin. It's real easy to use, and I use it a lot, but it was $125. And it does have some functionality that you can't do using analog delay, like being able to tune in on specific frequencies and stuff. So it's got some, I'm glad I bought it. I'm not saying I'm not glad I bought it, but this is another way to do it if you just want to simply do mono to stereo. So let me take you through this. I've got a simple guitar rhythm track, a bass track, and a kick drum track, okay? I'm going to keep the bass and the kick in the middle, and right now I'm going to play this for you. I've got everything, everything's mono, and I'm going to play this for you. You can see everything's mixed right down the center channel. Here we go. All right, so everything's right down the middle. No tricks here, real plain and simple. I know this looks like stereo, but I basically turn the track into a mono track. So if you listen to the kick, I'll just solo the kick here and you can see it. Okay, it's mono, right? So obviously, I'm not going to leave it like this if this was part of my song, because the guitar, everything's on top of each other, and I want to, in this case, I want to have the guitar much wider so I can leave space to mix other stuff in the middle, right? So, real simple way to do it. First thing I do, I take this mono guitar track and I duplicate it with the events. Okay, so now I've got two tracks. Okay, now if I play both these tracks together, they're still going to be down the middle, even if I pan them left and right. Because they're playing at the exact same time, the perception that your brain picks up is that they're right in the middle. Okay, let me just solo these so you can see that. Okay, so even though they're two separate tracks, one's left and right, because again, they're playing at the exact same time, your brain picks that up as being right down the center channel. So the way to do that is you have to delay one of them, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically go here and I'm going to add analog delay. This is Studio One's analog delay. The first thing I want to do is take the sync off because I want to be able to do it by milliseconds. So I'm going to go to 29 milliseconds. Okay, right below 30. I don't need to worry about speed or modulation, any of this stuff. High cut I want to take off. Okay, I don't want to do any dampening. My feedback's going to be set to 0 because I don't want to feed any of the signal back in if I'm just doing a pure stereo guitar, but I may want to use that if I want to add more effect. You can certainly use that to as your taste dictates, but in this case I'm doing it straight flat stereo guitar. The other key thing is on the mix button, you want to bring that up to 100. Okay, so you're using 100% of the delay. Pretty much every DAW will have an analog delay standard plugin, and you can use it this way. All right, so that's the basic setup. Now, if you listen to this, I'm going to pan the original track to the left, and I'm going to pan the track that has a delay on it to the right, all the way to the right. Okay, left and right. Now, if you listen to this, you'll hear it, and check it out. I'm going to toggle the delay so you can hear the difference. Pretty cool, right? Now, That's what that's basically doing, is tricking the ear to believe that there's two guitars, because that magic number 30 milliseconds, if you go below that, that's how the ear hears it. Now let's say I go above, let's say I take it up to 100 milliseconds. Okay, let me play it then. You'll hear a noticeable delay between the left and the right. Okay, noticeably you can hear that. So I'm going to do is I'm going to play this, and I'm going to ratchet it down to 29. You'll see the difference. Ready? You could hear as I was going down, it was getting closer and closer. The beats were getting closer and closer, synchronized on the left and the right. But as soon as I went to 29, they're almost exactly the same. And to the ear, it just sounds like it's a wide stereo guitar. What's happening is, because channel 1, this channel here, actually plays 30 milliseconds before channel 2, your ear will hear it a little bit sooner. So sometimes you get like I guess what they call it, tilt, where the sound actually tilts to the left a little bit because you're hearing that one first. And the way you can adjust that is basically use the fader. So what I like to do is, if I'm using this technique, is I'll go through it, and then I'll keep the left channel, since that's the one playing first, at 0, and then I'll play it, and then I'll just bring it up until my ear feels like it's balanced between both sides. And usually it's about 3 dB difference, somewhere around there. So let's try that. To my ear, that sounds exactly the same. Like, it sounds real balanced. But if you look at the meters, you can see it's like 3 dB less. So let's listen. And you can see on the meters over here that the left channel, the RMS in the left channel, is lower than the right channel. But I wouldn't worry too much about that. We're just soloing a single guitar here. And as you bring other things into the mix, that RMS is going to balance out. Because obviously you want the RMS to be equal on both sides. That creates a balanced mix. Again, I wouldn't worry about that too much at this point. Let me toggle this back and forth so you can hear it again. Okay, so now we'll start off mono. I'll bring the bass and the kick back in, okay? And then I'm going to spread the guitars so you could hear it, okay? Here we go. Mono. And then I'll turn the delay on to bring it back to stereo. So that's basically how you do it. Pretty simple. Again, you could do it the other way by, delaying one track and moving another track forward in time. But I find using an analog delay is probably the simplest way to do it. Okay. So again, remember your settings: under 30 milliseconds. You want to have your feedback to 0, and you want to have your mix all the way up to 100, and that's pretty much it. And by the way, you can use this for anything. You can use this for guitar. You can use this for keyboards. You can use it for if you want to spread out a snare drum, a vocal, however you want to use it. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please hit the like button if you like what you saw, and have a great day.